All right, so here we are with Degen Dalt's latest session. He's back at the Borgata in Atlantic City. He obviously has a special relationship with them, and although I'm repeatedly very critical of the way that he bets, while accepting, of course, that it's his money and he can do what he wants with it, but while I'm occasionally critical, I'm also grateful to him because again and again he supplies me with data sets, information that helps me illustrate my whole point about these professional losers and the strangeness of their relationships with the casinos that sponsor them and encourage them and host them and comp them and generally pamper them. I mean, I do not understand how there is any appeal to anyone in watching somebody repeatedly do what DD does to himself and his bankroll. He does the same things over and over again. He doesn't get a different result, except on the rare occasions when he manages to win more bets than he loses. And he seems to be an endless bottomless pit. He's got all the money in the
This is a
world,
reminder.
and he just doesn't care if he loses it. I mean, he shows a little bit of emotion sometimes, but not as much as I certainly would if I were basically repeating the same mistakes again and again. I mean, he has to understand that he's making dumb mistakes because he keeps losing money. There's no way that a methodology can be supported as being effective, worthwhile, and sustainable, repeatable, if you like, if it keeps losing money. And that's what keeps happening with this guy. So I mean, where's his head? Um, and I had to go to Google today to look up to see if widespread free ads on social media are helping the gambling industry. And surprise, surprise, the stats say that gambling is up enormously because of the exposure that casinos, both bricks and mortar and online, get from people like DD. But in this particular situation, let's drill down to this specific session, his latest one. I'm not sure when it was posted. I mean, today is the what the hell is it? It's the 31st of May. I think this was posted around the 29th, something like that. And there are going to be four more in this series from Borgata, assuming he doesn't completely run out of money. And maybe Borgata is giving him the money. I don't know. It's just odd. But anyway, what he did was if he'd been only been playing the bets that I'm interested in, which are the facing the dealer, the bets on the left hand, okay, which technically, according to Vegas blackjack lingua franca, it's called the third base or the anchor bet. It's the one, the last one that the dealer deals before before flipping over his own cards, her own cards, and trouncing the player once again. Yeah, only minus 1.4% because of these extra bets, these extra hands. Sorry, that he loves to play, just like Jason Balky, Mr. Handpay, who has similar success. He keeps getting his ass kicked with these additional hands, and he keeps doing it. I mean, this is the thing, you sort of wonder where is this guy's head if he just doesn't think, well, maybe I'm doing something wrong here because I keep losing, but obviously thinking is not something that he goes in for. And given the variety of stuff that he swills down his throat, that he necks during the course of games, various alcoholic beverages, maybe thinking is something that he's no longer capable of doing. I don't know. I don't mean to insult the guy, but I just want to suggest to you people who watch these professional losers, are you really getting anything out of them? I mean, is it entertaining to watch somebody betting stupidly, recklessly, self-destructively, masochistically, and throwing money away. Is it fun? I mean, is it better than gambling yourself? Apparently, that's not the case, because if it's true, all this research that says that gambling operations of all kinds, bricks and mortar and online and so on, are all absolutely going through the roof because of the fact that gambling is now normalized. There's no longer considered to be anything um, iffy about it, except, of course, when somebody loses all the family's money, or they steal from their boss and they lose all the company money, or whatever. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, this is all getting a bit too philosophical, because what I should be doing is just worrying about the numbers. So, minus 1.4% is that's the house edge, which is about double what it's supposed to be for blackjack. But look at this this upward burst here. I mean, it was fantastic. It should have made him a lot of money. It didn't, because he doesn't know what to do with these things. And by way of illustration, I mean, look at this, enormous successes here. Just win after win after win. And before he suddenly went tits up. And then he had a recovery burst here, which he didn't use. And that's how DD behaves all the time. Flat betting, flat betting, flat betting. And he just doesn't get the basic common sense principle that, what you have to do is you have to chase your plus streaks in order to recover prior losses, and you have to be dedicated to the task of winning back prior losses in fewer bets than it took you to get into shit in the first place. He doesn't go in for any of that stuff. He did increase his bets a little bit here. It took him a long time to wake up to it. 500, then 1,000, and that's where he stayed. He did bet 2,000 there and lost it. But you've got to look at this. I mean, there's another recovery stretch here. He just doesn't use them. He doesn't seem to know anything about that stuff. And I really struggle with this guy. I mean, he seems pleasant enough, and I'm very happy to have this data from him. Okay, come on, what are you doing? I am having definite trouble with Excel these days. I don't know what it is, because I'm now on a new computer, which is a bit faster and better and all those things than my last one. And now look at this, it's just frozen. It's not doing it. Come on. Jeez. Honestly, and I can't go anywhere. No, no, there it is. Okay, and that's not an okay. There. So I have to kill that. But yeah, I don't know. Have I got two things open or something? It's very peculiar behavior. But it is something that I'm having to put up with Excel right now. And maybe there's an Excel expert out there somewhere who can say, well, what you're doing wrong is, I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm going to have to pause here because this is just ridiculous. Oh, here we go. All right. So anyway, down to the bottom, and look at all these losses. Look, I mean, these losses on the extra bets. What is he doing? I mean, doesn't he get this? Doesn't he ever look back at his prior sessions? I mean, they're all on video. Let's face it. He's got instant replay there, anytime he wants it. He won on the left hand bets. He won 1,750 against a house edge of 1.4%. And then blue 7,750 over here on his extras, and so he lost 6,000 altogether on blackjack hands. And I don't have anything to do with his silly side bets. I'm not interested at all in any of that, because sort of anybody with half a brain, well, let's say more than half a brain. Sorry, I'm getting caught up in sort of like White House parlance now. It's what they say, anybody with half a brain, because I think the expression has to be more than half a brain, but most people in the White House seem to have half a brain or less, so I understand. Anyway, 6,000 there. Sorry, 6,000 is his total dumpage because of his stupidity, because of his extra bets over here. And then he blew a ton more money, another 3 grand or something like that, on side bets. and the guy just seems to be dedicated to making his casino house richer, and maybe he's just playing with fake money. I don't know. They look like real chips, but perhaps they're not. Anyway, going to pattern betting, it was an easy peasy breezy, sort of nothing fancy at all situation. There's Algae. Let's go down to Algae. Algae made 20%. I mean, I just don't understand what's going on here. And it's very odd to be constantly watching something that you can't fathom. I mean, I'm good with data analysis. I want to say data because that's the old-fashioned English way, but it doesn't seem to work anymore. Even in England now, we say data. Data analysis would be how we used to say it. Anyway, that's beside the point. Action was 24% of DDs. The win was 188%. Because of course he lost $6,000 and Algae won 5,263. The indicated outcome and obviously, just in case you don't get this, obviously it's exactly the same outcomes. I mean, either way, it's exactly the same outcomes. You can see that here. You're not going to see anything change in the D column, which is the outcomes, and why would it? I mean, how stupid would that be if I were faking the stuff in these in these worksheets? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. But so much doesn't make sense, and it is odd looking at things constantly, just going, what is going on here? I mean, I watched a little bit just now of Jason Bulgy, Mr. Handpay, getting his ass kicked. He's thinking, well, look what you're doing, man. I mean, you're just, the fail Marys, as I call them, where he just sort of says, okay, all in, I mean, and none of these guys ever stop to think, well, okay, if I want to win, then maybe what I should do is walk away from the real situations, if you like. Oh my God, I just coined a new word. A situation. I like that. I rather like that, actually. Yes, a bad situation. You walk away and start the camera over at a new location. But the point is, they're not trying to win. So that's why they don't protect themselves. It's like Crazy Cody Burn Money and his 43 consecutive losses. Anybody who wants to win is not going to put up with that. But he doesn't care, because he's going to get his money back one way or another. So, I mean, come on. Hi. So like I say, no doubt whatsoever that against exactly the same outcomes, and let's just go down slowly through the thing here. Look at all these turnarounds that Algae is getting, and, against the same, and that, I mean, this lot here, I mean, this is just, there's just no way that I'd be putting up with that. I'd be out of there, and then of course I'd miss the turnaround possibility. But the thing is, I can't gag when I'm dealing with data from these guys, because I mean, where would I restart? It wouldn't make any sense, so I can't do it. But anyway. Degen Dalt is at minus whatever, and going down here to him, let's go down to the bottom here. This is the thing along here, the extra bets, extra hands. That's what I should be calling it, extra hands and not extra bets. Extra bets are obviously when you double down or split or whatever, or split and double down, or blah, blah, blah. Those are all these bets in here, which cost DD 7,750 this time. Silly bugger. He at one point he was over 50,000 ahead because he had a couple of runs at I think Caesars in Vegas, where he could just do no wrong. He just kept winning, and the dealer could not make a hand. And he did pretty well actually in exploiting his situation there. It took him a while. He was a bit slow, but he got going, and he was making money hand over fist. And now he's so down to less than 7,000 ahead on his extra hands, and he's going to blow it all pretty soon. In the same way that he's going to blow that silly win that he had recently, where he picked up on a side bet, he picked up 100 grand because he'd put 100 down, and he got two kings of spades and a deal of blackjack, which pays 1,000 to 1. Very nice, but he obviously decided to set fire to it because it's all pretty much in the toilet now. But I'd love it. I'd love to hear from DD himself to explain what the hell he's doing. But it's quite evident that he doesn't want to win. He really does have a death wish, because if he wanted to win, he would win. He's in a situation to learn and to play better, to bet smarter, to to actually get ahead. But the casinos don't want him to do that. And all he's doing with each one of these new sessions, each one of these new outcomes of his, each one of his new data sets, all he's doing is reminding us that you don't want to win. He can't win because the casinos wouldn't like it. So, simple as that, really, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. And, if you think I talk too much, there's not much I can do. You've got a speed button on your YouTube settings there, so you can always just zoom through and turn me into a chipmunk. I won't be offended, honestly.